Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Kathi. Today we have a panel to discuss about IPL, and so with me is surely Rohith,
Hi everyone.
and we also have two of our friends, Bhanu
Hey everyone.
and Karan.
Hi everyone.
So let's start with IPL. IPL is back. There have been a lot of speculations. Where is it happening? When is it happening? How is it happening? Anyway, in our previous session, we have explained a lot of those things and the COVID regulations and everything. So let's start with an overview. IPL is starting on September 19th, and it is starting in UAE. That's where, and it is starting with COVID protocols. So I think Rohit has prepared a session for IPL. Let's start with that. What are we starting with?
Oh yeah, sure, Vaishakh. So firstly, I'll start talking about the pitches in UAE. It's a change from IPL happening in India to happening in UAE. So in UAE now there are three venues for IPL matches this year: UAE, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and Dubai. Now, firstly, as we know, the weather in UAE is really hot. So, and this will lead to what you commonly call as a crumbly soil, which will make the pitches slow and low. Now, having said that, there are slight differences between these pitches. In Abu Dhabi, what they have shown, or what history has shown, is they have tried to make it pacer friendly. And I believe at least during the start of the IPL, and especially in the day and night matches, there will be assistance to the pacers. But then, I expect the pitches to crumble and become slow as the tournament progresses. Dubai, I expect slow pitches from the start of the tournament itself. Sharjah pitches have been generally flat, and also they have small boundaries. So, we can expect a lot of, I would say, relatively bigger scores here compared to the other two venues. At least during the start of the tournament. And then, as the weather takes its toll, it's going to get slower and lower everywhere. I was looking for some stats to support what I'm saying. And I did come across this, that there have been only one 200 plus score in Abu Dhabi in 45 matches, and only 4 scores of 200 plus in Dubai in 51 matches, and 1 score of 200 plus in Sharjah in 28 matches. So again, to put this in perspective, in India, we expect to see a 200 plus score on an average, say once in 6-7 matches. So in short, I don't expect big scores this IPL. Now, this also means another trend will be reversed, or may be reversed. The general trend in T20s has been to ball first, get to know the target and then chase it down. But then this might be a strategy that might need some rethinking, given the pitches in UAE tend to get slower over the duration of a match. And I'm sharing some stats on how teams are fared in UAE conditions and whether there is more success chasing or not. Now, as per the stats, it still shows that electing to field might be the way to go. But I do think as the tournament progresses, that trend will be reversed as the pitches will tend to slow down. So I expect teams to start winning the toss and batting first as the tournament progresses. Something else, another stat about the pitches and the venue is that the percentage of boundary per venues. And so there's a table here which I'll be showing, which shows that the percentage of runs and boundaries in UAE is slightly lower than what it is in India. Even in Sharjah, with the small boundaries, we might still get to see, a bit more than the average, which you can see in the numbers. But still, the numbers are lower than most of the Indian grounds. So in short, we can expect a lot more running, less boundaries, the slow pitches. So a bit of strike rotation necessary, and big sixes and boundaries might be less. And that's what clearly the stats are showing from the venues. And in short, what I want to say is that, we will have low scoring games, which is what I've been trying to say. But, one thing I want to say, people always think, people when they say IPL, they tend to relate, it's the big sixes and fours. But I want to say that, low scoring games are actually thrillers. And, because you have, with low scoring matches, you have smaller margins to play. So I expect a lot more nail biting finishers in this tournament. And IPL always, plays out a lot of nail biting matches. I expect a lot more this time. And we also will get to see some teams really choking because, I'm sure chasing as the pitches get slower, becomes really difficult, and you will see teams choking while chasing. So this is what I expect from the venue and the pitches in UAE.
Well, I mean, that's clearly puts a context. We have seen some tournaments in UAE. We have seen some Sharjah series and some Pakistan playing lately and all, but that clearly puts a context on how the three pitches might behave. And as you also said, as the tournament progresses, there might be differences as well. I think you have also prepared the probable lineups for all the teams. So I think we can start one by one.
I'll do one thing. I'll go ahead and then I will open the platform for others to speak. So I'll start off with my team. So yes, the defending champions, Mumbai Indians. So, I mentioned in the previous podcast that they lost all the matches that they played in UAE last time. And given that they are not great at defending their titles, the odds are really stacked against them. So let's see how Mumbai lands. But anyways, coming to my playing 11. So I have Quinton de Kock opening the batting with Rohit Sharma. And Quinton de Kock has been good for South Africa recently. Given the captaincy, he has taken it just like that, and he has been playing well. And I expect him to provide some quick starts. But I feel once the pitches start to slow down, I don't expect him to score much. So for me, I see him as an explosive batsman at the top. But then I don't see him carrying the innings over. But again, he is in his peak now, so maybe he can. Anyways, the rest of the lineup, the number 4 is the contentious position. I've gone with Ishan Kishan because he's the best I could choose from the team they have. Amalpreet Singh and Saurabh Tiwari are, I would say, reasonable backups. I have kept them, but I go with Ishan Kishan. And then the other changes, the main crux of the Mumbai team is the all-rounders they have. So they have Pollard, Kunal Pandya, and Hardik Pandya. For me at 5, 6, and 7. And the thing is, they can just swap here and there. I will be not shocked if I see Hardik Pandya coming up if quick runs are needed, or if they're trying for someone to come and do some quick runs, pinch hitting. Then I've gone for the bowlers because given the conditions, if whatever the conditions, I expect Bumrah to play. So, and I feel they should have one more pacer because Hardik Pandya opening the bowling, I really don't know. And the spinners from Mumbai, maybe Rahul Chahar can open the bowling, but I expect 10 Bowl to at least start the tournament and then see how it's going. And then if required, maybe there will be a replacement. And so I've gone with Bumrah and Bolt as my pacers, Chahar as my spinner. And I also have taken Uncle Roy for a variation and a backup. So that's my playing 11 for Mumbai. And yes, Karan and Bhanu, the platform for you if you want to give your updates you're sharing.
Yeah, so I'll add something to that. As we all know, Mumbai Indians doesn't like the even number. All the trophies have come in 13, 15, 17 and 19. So that is one thing which we need to look out for. The other thing I think which will drive Mumbai Indians would be their so far CSK is the only team which has won back-to-back 2 tournaments. That is something which Mumbai will look to probably do and win another trophy this year. Adding to what Rohit said, I would have played the similar playing 11, except instead of Uncle Roy, I would probably give chance to Prince Balwant Rai, who's like a 17, 18-year-old leg spinner from Punjab. Because Mumbai Indians also played this Kashmiri bowler last year. His name was Rasik Salamdar. So Mumbai always tries at least one specific bowler every season or player every season. And because the pitches are slow in UAE, I think Prince Balwant Rai would be a good pick because good scout pick actually. And the second thing which I feel Mumbai lacks is a world-class spinner. I mean, they do have Kunal Pandya, Rahul Chahar, but all their foreign picks from a bowler perspective are all pacers. So I think that is something which might cost them in the tournament. Other than that, I think they're always the favorites. Sorry, one more thing to add. Mumbai Indians does not like UAE. Last time when Mumbai Indians played in UAE, we played 5, we lost all 5. So that is something the stats are against us. That is something which needs to be worked on as well.
I also feel that Mumbai Indians has a very thin squad in terms of having the specialists that a game like T20 needs. Especially, their the foreign players in their squad. You have Colton Nile, you have McLanigan, you have James Pattinson. Great bowlers in the 50-over game. great bowlers in the shorter version of the games. Some of them have played in the Big Bash. Some of them have played in the IPL in the previous few years. But the problem is you cannot always have three of them play every game because it almost destroys the balance of your team. And there is no big name other than Kieron Pollard for the last 10 years as a marquee signing from a foreign player as an all-rounder at Mumbai Indians. It almost becomes like he has to stay till the end if top order collapses. So I think that's going to be very crucial for Mumbai. If they can hold on the first 5 or 8 overs without losing too many wickets, even with a decent strike rate of 6 per over, they will be through and they will be tough to beat.
So let's move to the next team. Sunrisers Hyderabad we go to. So, this is a team which for me always goes under the radar. The funny thing is they always give you consistent performances every IPL also. For me, according to me, they have the best opening pair we have in IPL currently. And so I've gone with my playing 11. So I would obviously go with Bairstow and Warner as my openers. For me, they're the best. I've gone with Manish Pandey and Kane Williamson. Now, Williamson at 4 is something which I had to think a lot about. Whether to choose Williamson at 4 or not. But for me, the challenge comes later. I'll explain to you that point. So then I've gone with Vijay Shankar at 5. Now, number 6 was a very odd position because from their squad, I couldn't find anyone who can fill in that number 6 position. And that is exactly why I thought I don't want Williamson in my team because I thought Mohammad Nabi can fill in that position at number 6 and also be the backup spinner, which is very much required in UAE. So I was thinking of that, but now in this squad, I've gone with Priyam Garg. His stats are good, so I've gone for him now. And then obviously Rashid Khan is my main spinner and he'll bat at 7 for me, slightly one up the order. But that's because I have Abhishek Sharma and Bhuvneshwar Kumar at 8 and 9, who are, I would say, kind of all-rounders, so they can fill in that 7, 8, 9 position and lower down the order, can get some quick runs. And I've gone for Shahbaz Nadeem, a bowler I feel is very underrated. He has bowled very well consistently throughout the IPL. He has bowled well. A very good left-arm spinner. So I've gone for Shahbaz Nadeem. And the pacer to support Bhuvneshwar Kumar for me is now they do have certain good pacers with them, but I've gone with Khalil Ahmed for now. But for me, the biggest challenge for me for the Sunrisers team is the batting order, batting position. They're heavily dependent on the top 3, or if Williamson plays in the top 4. So they have to score the bulk of the runs like how they did the last year. So otherwise they will struggle. That's what I feel.
I think for SRS, like you rightly said, it will be a great chance for Mitchell Marsh to actually, prove why he is the all-rounder in the team. Because apart from him, the only other candidate is Vijay Shankar, and he really hasn't ever proven his worth apart from a few one-off instances, right? And apart from that, their bowling lineup has really been, the underdogs always. Rashid Khan, he became the star in IPL 3 years ago, purely because nobody knew him back then, nobody knew how to play him, and he was unplayable. Bhuvi, of course, or proven T20 specialist. So I think it'll be a great team to sort of sit down and see how they settle with their batting and bowling orders in terms of who opens the bowling. Are they going to open the first over with a spinner like they usually do? Or are they going to trust their Bhuvi to sort of take the baton and deliver all the first overs? So it'll be a good team to wait and watch. You
said Kane Williamson may not be picked, need not be picked. So who might be their captain? Because I believe Kane Williamson is the captaincy material in that team.
Good question. Let me go back to the team again. Give me a second.
The obvious name that comes to my mind is, of course, David Warner. But I don't know if after the entire match-fixing scandal and all that happened between the last 2 years,
Rashid Khan,
or it could be Rashid Khan or Bhuvi. Bhuvi has done it in a few instances.
Nabi was Afghanistan captain as well.
Yes, sure. And for me, the only concern is that if you play Kane Williamson, I feel the lower order strength of batting goes down, and I don't know. I'm not very confident of Kane Williamson being that slogger at the end. He's more of the class batsman who plays at the top. But if Bairstow and Warner are doing that, I feel Williamson is an additional requirement, which is maybe not necessary. I think we start off with SRS should start off with Kane Williamson, and then obviously he's the captain, and then see where they're going, and then decide based on. Yeah. So let's keep moving now. Let's go to the home ground of Bhanu and Karan, Rajasthan Royals. So I like to call this as the English squad. There are some top English players in this team. but then yes, captained by an Australian. So if available, all these players will walk into any playing 11, and they walk into the Rajasthan playing 11 without doubt. So, but then I'm actually not really sure about the availability of Ben Stokes. But anyways, I have gone with him in the 11. So in my 11, coming to it, I've gone with Joss Butler opening the batting. To partner Butler, I was actually looking through the players, and I've gone with Manan Vora. Interesting choice, you can say, but I've gone with him because I feel he's a top order batsman. Because when I looked at the squad, they have a lot of top order batsmen, very little in the number 6-7. So I've gone with Manan Vora as opener, and I've gone even more interesting. I've gone for Riyan Parag as my one-down batsman. Again, the reason is Parag is again someone who can bat in the beginning when the power play is there. I really don't know. I've not seen him perform when the field is spread, especially in slow conditions, whether he can clear the boundary. I really don't know. So that's why I want to make it heavy there. And I expect Sanju Samson and Ben Stokes to be the persons or the players who actually will carry them through the slog overs. So that's what I felt. And I like, Lomror. I don't know how to pronounce the name there, but I think it's Mahipal Lomror, I believe. So I like him. So he is someone I believe again can score, give innings and impetus towards the end of the innings. Shreyas Gopal can do some slogging. So I've gone for 7 and 8 with them. Now coming to the bowlers, Joffrey Archer, again English player. I've gone with him. He's my, I think, a direct pick. The way he has been playing recently, not in the test, but in the limited overs, has been good. So I've gone with Archer. I have gone with Untitled. And for me, I know Untitled, everyone says that he's having a bad season because he goes for a big price. But I believe this year he's going to shine. He balls those off cutters and slow deliveries, and I feel this low pitches in UAE will suit his type of bowling. So I've gone for Untitled as my second pacer, and for spinners I've gone for Mayank Markandre and Shreyas Gopal as the main two spinners. Now, interesting debates which I had on was, as I told you, I have left out, say, Robin Uthappa. I have left out Yashasvi Jaiswal, who I really rate as a 50-year-old player, 50-over player. But in T20s to slog, I really don't know where to put him. So I have left them out of the team, but they can easily replace Manan Vora and Riyan Parag in the 11 as soon as they start failing. So this is my 11, but Karan, Bhanu, feel free to chip in.
So I have a few things to talk about Rajasthan Royals. The first thing is that they've had a change in coach. Andrew McDonald is the new coach, I think. Yeah, he's the new coach. It was Paddy Upton who was the last coach, and he was replaced by Andrew McDonald, who's again an Australian. So that might help Stephen Smith. The other thing which Rohit said was very relevant with respect to Jaiswal, but they also have another under-19 star kid, which is Karthik Tyagi, because that was one bowler throughout the tournament no one could read. And keeping in mind the conditions of UAE, that is something which will suit him a lot more. So let's say instead of Lormore or Shreyas Gopal, maybe they could try him out in 1 or 2 games. And with respect to Uthappa has experience, and I think he's a good player of spin, and the slow pitches might just suit him. So they might just let Butler open with Uthappa because Butler is more aggressive, and Uthappa might be that calm, might get that calmness into the team. Other than that, I feel that this is the first time in the start of a tournament when Rajasthan has all their foreign players available, because sometimes either some English players are not coming in or sometimes some Australian players are not coming in. This is the first time when they have their whole squad strength together. So that is something which will be nice to see how they go about. But I think Rajasthan has a good team this time. They had their foreign players are really strong. With Uthappa, probably Jaiswal, Karthik Tyagi. Riyan Parag will definitely start. He was a star for them last year. He won them a few matches last year as well. He's an all-rounder. He bats well, he bowls well, and he fields well. So I have a feeling Riyan Parag will start. But yeah, they have a good team overall.
I think you both have hit the nail there. The only couple of changes or rather suggestions I would have or add to the discussion is Sanju Samson should open. This is his season to prove his worth, not just to the team in Rajasthan or in IPL, but also to the selectors, whoever is watching, who has any kind of intention to sort of vouch for next year's T20 World Cup. If Sanju Samson wants to give it a shot, this is his moment, this is his try. So I think coming up the order, facing as many balls as possible, right through the innings will give him a lot of opportunity to do that. And I really feel that the Rajasthan management has always backed him through all these seasons so far. So that will be one change. Not too sure about the youngsters like Manan Vora or Riyan Parag, but I really feel this is the IPL where Stephen Smith, really lights it up in terms of his batting. And I really can't see anybody coming to stop him on the UAE pitches. Like, the man has all the shots it takes to clear the ball anywhere around the pitch. He's coming off a very good series, on the international front. So good luck to Rajasthan. It's my hometown. They've never come close to winning since the first season. So it'll be definitely great to see them win in UAE this year.
Okay, so now let's go to my favorite team, RCB, Royal Challengers Bangalore. So will it be their year at last? So Liverpool won it this time around. So maybe RCB also can win. Let's see. That's what I'm hoping for. So anyways, coming to their playing 11, I think it's very easy to pick 11 for RCB. Bhanu was mentioning earlier. I've gone with the Padikkal in my opening with Finch because I personally like Padikkal as a player, and I feel that this can be maybe his breakout season. He has shown here and there sparks, but I think this can be his breakout season. So I've gone for him and Finch in the top of the order. I've gone with Kohli and De Villiers. And I'm hoping that De Villiers can do the wicket keeping. Now that is a key part here, because if De Villiers can't, then this playing 11 does not fit in. Then I have to fit in a keeper, and then I have to see how to manipulate the team. But for now, De Villiers is my keeper, and he's a number 4. Moeen Ali picks himself because he's in form. He is spinning all-rounder. He's my number 5. Shivam Dube, the big hitter, which many teams lack. RCB has. RCB has Shivam Dube. For me, RCB has Shivam Dube at 6, Chris Morris at 7, and Washington Sundar at 8. Now that is a very good, 6, 7, 8, and quick runs can be easily scored. Big hits, big sixes can be expected from that 6, 7, 8. And add Moeen Ali and AB de Villiers at 4 and 5. I think this is a very good batting order, strong batting order. And talking about batting order, I think even the bowling is pretty good. Chahal, world-class spinner, so he fits in directly. I've gone with Umesh Yadav and Navdeep Saini as my pacers. I love personally Navdeep Saini. For me, I agree this is going to be slow and low pitches. But I was talking the other day to these people, and I feel Navdeep Saini is one pacer who will still stand out because he has those serious yorkers which can actually trouble any batsman in any pitch. So I feel Navdeep Saini will be a big pick. I've gone with Umesh Yadav. Now, yes, he, at least for me, he starts at the tournament. But then let's see how it goes, because there are other options in the bench, because there's Dale Steyn, obviously, a player I feel can come in. Then Adam Zampa is a spinner. If they want to bring in an extra spinner, Adam Zampa can be the option, because Washington Sundar opens the bowling. So Adam Zampa can come in as extra spinner. Definitely another player who I feel, at least to the latter part of the tournament, will come in and will replace Chris Morris if he's not clicking, is Isuru Udana. In these conditions, Udana can be extremely special, and he also can hit those big shots. So I feel Udana at 7 or 8 can be really good. So this is 11 I've gone with. Again, Karan and Bhanu, please join in.
Well, the RCB fans are back once again this year. Cup namde sir. But coming to the team, Rohit, I think couple of important things that I have been tracking. I've been following RCB very closely, and with Danish Seth, who is following them, and he's a big Instagram sensation right now. We fans are getting some sneak peek into what's going on, and I haven't seen De Villiers take the wicket-keeping gloves in any of the practice session videos that have come out. In fact, Virat Kohli did a batting session a couple of nights ago, and Parthiv Patel was the keeper. You could see, when he was, going for a few shots. So, which is what I also brought at the beginning of the discussion with you, right, when we were discussing today, that for RCB, I think the anchor point becomes selecting their keeper. And I think Parthiv Patel calls for a natural selection there if they need a specialist keeper over Josh Philippe, purely because of his experience with the T20 format and the IPL conditions of what the tournament requires. So I feel the opening will be Parthiv and Aaron Finch. Of course, there might be a situation during the tournament where De Villiers picks his fitness up, and he sort of does the practice rounds, and maybe takes the gloves for a few games if the need be, if the team is not clicking. If Parthiv Patel fails to do the batting duties that a wicketkeeper in T20 has to do, then I don't see De Villiers shying away from the responsibility. But I really feel one of the biggest advantages for RCB is that they have players who can play T20 really, really well, clear the boundary at will. From 1 to 9, I mean, they have batsmen who can just stand and deliver. Which I feel has never been the case for them. They've always had to depend on 3 and 4, Virat and AB heavily, right? We did not have Chris Morris play last season. We did not have the likes of Shivam Dubey get promoted and play throughout the season last year. So I think what's going to happen this season is IPL will see RCB's best team come out in every game. They will try to find their fixed 11. They are notoriously known for shuffling a lot and trying too many players. I think they will try to fix that this season, and we will see their best game.
Yes, I'm also hoping for the same. RCB having a big season, that would help. I'm just hoping this is the year they're going to win. Virat Kohli has to win the IPL trophy, so I hope this is the one. Karan, you have anything to add on?
The one thing I would like to add is that the addition of Aaron Finch to the RCB squad is an added bonus because he's in good form. With respect to the recent T20 series, which Australia lost 2-1, he was the second highest run getter in that series. He scored 125 runs. That's one thing. And the other thing is, adding to what Bhanu said, I think Parthiv Patel will start all the games. AB de Villiers always has a weak back, and he hasn't been playing much of international cricket either. So I don't see AB de Villiers picking up the gloves. I think Parthiv Patel will have that spot, and I feel the team this time is really well. I think the other added advantage for them was they were the first team that reached UAE. That allowed them that ample amount of time for quarantine and team bonding and the whole bubble and all those things that added with into RCB's favor. So yeah, I think RCB has a good chance this season, but we say that every year. So let's see how that goes.
If you have Virat Kohli in the team, you are always hyped. So yeah, that's true. RCB is always hyped starting from the first season, but they have always underachieved. Let's go on. I think this has been a too long a session. I think we will have to conclude here. We have finished 4 teams. So half of the work is done. Hopefully, we can start again. But from the second episode, we will take the other 4 teams and we'll we'll predict who might win and who might finish at the top. So if you have any comments regarding what we have said, if you have anything to add, I think Karan has had a lot of scouts and Rohit has prepared a lot of teams, and Bhanu has given some internal selection points over here. So we have covered almost, but it's hard to cover in 20 minutes. So if you have anything to add, please add it in your comments. We would like to see them. If you like the content, please like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and a big thanks to the panel. Thank you, Karan, Bhanu, and Rohit.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us over here, Sports Kathi. Love to be here back soon.
All right. Thanks, Vaishakh. Thanks, Rohit. Yeah.
Until next time, stay safe.
Okay.